Okay, this is to help you do the lab number 1 using Excel. And I want to first of all let you know that I am using a Mac and this is Excel 2004. So there may be slightly different ways you do things when you are working with a PC and slightly different menu systems when you're working with different versions of Excel. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we can change the sheets and copy them. So down here at the very bottom, which you can't quite see, let's see if I can make this any smaller. Nope, that makes it bigger. Down here where you see just the very top is the sheet name. So we can change those by double clicking in those, and you can just barely see a highlight on it now. You can actually change the name. So I'm going to change this name to original, and then you return and it changes the name of that. Now I'm going to copy this sheet because I want to work in it several times. So I'm going to go to the edit menu here, and I'm going to go down to move or copy sheet, and I'm going to say create a copy, and then I'm going to say OK. And now you see the original 2 here, and that has created a copy. That is the second one. And now if I wanted to do a sort sheet, I'm going to change this sort by gender, let's call it. And then I hit enter. So now let's say that I wanted to set do the height sorted by gender. What I could do here is, because I have an original preserved, I could take these and I could delete them. So I'm going to go to the edit menu and I'm going to say delete, and that's going to get rid of those. Now if I want this gender to get small again, I can go to this right here and just double click on that right there, and it will make that as small as this largest character within that column. So now that I have just the height and the gender, what I can do is I can, get rid of these. So I'm going to delete those as well. And it asks me if I want to, what I want to do. I want to shift the cells up, and I'm going to say yes. That just makes it easier. You don't have to get rid of those, but it just makes it easier on you when you don't have to deal with those names getting sorted in it. And then I'm going to go to data, and then I'm going to go sort, and I'm going to sort by, and I'm going to sort on a column, and I'm going to sort it on B because I want the genders sorted. So I'm going to sort that first, and then I can add to it, and then I can sort it by column A. So what this will do is it'll put all the gender zeros first, and then it'll sort the heights within those genders, and then I can say OK. So now you see here that all these zeros are first, and then it starts in on the ones right here at 77. So I've sorted these by gender, and you see gender in the code key here. Gender 0 is males, and then those are the heights of all the males, and those are also sorted. Now you don't have to sort by 2 at once, you can just sort by a single one, but that's always a nice thing to do. Now if I want to put back in what those are, I can go here and I can go insert, and I can say a row, and I can put back in here that these are heights and that these are gender, and then I know exactly what those are for future reference. So now I've sorted the heights and the gender. So that's how you do things like this task number 1, use Excel to sort gender and height data by gender. So I sorted the genders and I sorted the heights all based upon the gender. Now we want to use the Excel to sort a qualitative data and a qualitative data. If I want to sort the gender and the community, well, I don't have community in this data set, but I do have age groups. So why don't I do the gender and the age groups? So I'm going to copy this sheet again. So I'm going to do an edit, and I'm going to move or copy the sheet, and I'm going to move it to the end this time. I'm going to create a copy and say OK. So now I have this, and I'm going to do gender and age, I said, right? Yeah. and gender and age. Now, as I do this, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all these other ones just because I don't want them. So I'm going to delete those again. And then I'm going to make these small so that I don't have a whole big long string. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these again. And I'm going to delete those just to get them out of my way. And then I'm going to sort these. So data, sort, and I'm going to sort on my gender, which is column B. And then I'm in addition going to sort it by column A, which was my comfort level. So there we go. And then, oops, that wasn't comfort level, was it? Gender and age. And so now I can go ahead and put in a row again. So insert a row, and I can put in age here, and I can put in gender there. So I know exactly what those were. And so these are not too qualitatives. One is actually, oh, well, actually there are two qualitatives because those ages are age groupings. So that is an ordinal set of data, and the gender is just a nominal set. So what we have going now is that I might want to start subclassing these into some kind of counts, or I may want to make different two-way tables to summarize this data in different ways. All right, now the task number 2 is cut the male data from the sorted data of the task 1 and put it into new columns. So let's go back to the sorting by gender here. And what it's talking about is saying, okay, well, I'm going to take just the male data. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to get all the ones that are just males. Remember, zeros are males. And I'm going to do edit, and I'm going to do cut. And you can do that with a Control X or a Command X if you're on an Apple. And I'm going to just go over here, and I'm going to put these data sets in here. Actually, I can do it right in here, and I can go V, right like that. And then I can actually take all these that are now empty, and I can do edit, and I can do cut, and not cut, delete, and then I want to shift all of those cells up, and there we go. So now I have the age groups here, and the genders over here, and I have all the males and all the females. And I could even say, if I wanted to, I could say these are female age. And then this one here, this is male age. And that way, I know exactly what I have. And then at that point in time, I could even take this one and this one. The way I got both of those to highlight, you can't see it, but what I'm doing is I'm holding the Control or the Command key, and I'm just highlighting both of those and clicking on them. And then I could do an edit, and I could do a delete. And so now I just have the different age groupings by the gender. And that makes it so that I can see what age groups or what ages there are within females and within males. Now that would be for sorting those. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to count the number of males and the number of females in each gender. So I could say counts, and I could say males, and then I could say female, and I could go here, and I could say, okay, so I want to do equals count, and I could do from A2 down through A101, and that would count how many, oops, those were females, sorry. Those were females, and these were males. And then here equals count, and this would be B, and I could do 2 through, and then I could go all the way down through those and find out where it was, or I could simply go over here with my mouse, click on the first one, and drag it down through these until I get to the very last one and go like that, and then do enter. And that automatically put the row and column numbers. So this is the column, it's B column, and this is the row 2. That's what B2 symbolizes all the way down through the last one. If I go up here, you'll see in my formula bar up here, I get B2 through B77. And those are all the number of females and the number of males. Now, another way that we could do that, let's go to the original data here. Let's say, not getting the original. Let's say I didn't have any counted out, right? I had just said, okay, there's all my genders right there, and I wanted to find out how many males there were and how many females there were. I can do the count if feature. So I do equals and I do count if, and this time I'm in E 2 through, and then these go all the way down to E177, and so I can do E177 there, and oops, I'm not done. I go E177, and oops, then comma, and I'm going to count these if they're male. Well, males are 0, so I'm going to put in that 0 for my criteria. So you see the little helper down here, underneath here, it says count if, and you need a range. That's what the E2 through E177 is, and then you need a criteria, and that's what the 0 is. And now I'm going to hit enter and see there's 76. And then I can do them for the females, count if, and then this is E2 through E177, and the criteria this time is a female, a 1, and then I do 100. And you see that agrees with what I got before, that there were 76 males and 100 females. So that's how you can use the count if feature to count things as well. Now that's very handy for counting things like the age groupings. We have 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, and so in those it would be much easier to count using the count if that rather than taking and subdividing them into different groupings. So you have a couple of tools that you can use. Now let's see, what else do we need to know for our lab? So we're counting numbers of males and females, counting the numbers in different communities, so in different types, so that we can make a two-way table. So the next little one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the gender and age to make a two-way table and show you how you can use it, how you can count with a two-way table. And there are a couple of ways to do that as well, so I won't necessarily be showing you the only way. I'm just going to show you one way. So I'm going to end this video now.